our Kakadu adventure, and we're actually on our way back to Darwin. We're going to pick up our caravan as it's booked in to get its service tomorrow. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it last week because the part didn't arrive. Surprise, surprise. So we decided we'd head to Kakadu. We've spent the last 6 days in Kakadu. We've had our swag and our car set up, which we were really grateful for, because otherwise we would have been stuck in Darwin not being able to do very much. So we thought it was a really good time to do a bit of a review of our time in Kakadu. We'd been told so much about it. There was Kakadu or Kakadont, but we felt that we'd come all this way. We absolutely had to do Kakadu. And Father, your verdict?
My verdict is I wouldn't go back. It was, what we saw was good, but I wouldn't go back. Like, it's one of those things, I think, where it's a once only adventure. What did you think, Mother?
I think Kakadu at once. Tend to agree with Father. It was amazing. Like, it was just an amazing place. We saw so much, but I think that they're really letting the tourists down. Firstly, there's a $40 permit fee that each of you have to pay, so it's $80. The camping is a premium, so at all the national park campgrounds, instead of $6.60 like we'd paid at Litchfield, it was $15 each. No lights, no hot water, pretty basic facilities, very run down, not maintained. For a few extra dollars you could stay in one of the many caravan parks that were in the national park, and that, in our opinion, would be a better option. You get your hot showers, you get your facilities like your camp kitchens, particularly when... Sorry?
Your swimming pools.
Yeah, your swimming pools. And, you know, when you're living out of a tent or a swag, to have those extra facilities makes your trip a lot more comfortable. So definitely wouldn't do the national park camping again. You absolutely need a four-wheel drive if you want to see everything, because unless you're going to pay all the money for the tours, if you're in a two-wheel drive, you're not going to get down those roads. They were really bumpy and corrugated, weren't they?
They were. A lot of the roads we let our tyres down, and it was still rough. You could still only sit on 80 k's with 25-30 psi on the tyres. So
yeah,
imagine doing that in a two-wheel drive.
Would have been horrendous. And we saw people trying to do it. So I think when we got to Gumlong yesterday, we passed a two-wheel drive hired camper bouncing its way along the corrugations, and we went around him because we were doing it quite comfortably with the tyres down in the four-wheel drive. And we went up and we climbed to the top pool, had a swim. We were down having lunch. We would have been there a good couple of hours, and he finally drove in. It would have been a trip from hell for him. But anyway, he got there. I don't know what was left inside his van, but he made it.
He made it.
Yeah.
And it was a hired one, so you don't worry about it.
So yeah, absolutely would recommend people do it. It is expensive. Lots of things you can pay for. You can pay for flights, you can pay for cruises. We did do the Yellow Water Sunset Cruise. It was $90 each, a lot of money, but it was a really good 2 hours and worth it. We had a local traditional owner that was our guide, and he was, quite informative, chatted the whole time, told us a lot about the history of Kakadu. We saw lots and lots of crocs, lots of birds. He explained all the wetland system. We saw pigs, buffaloes, horses, what else? Ducks, thousands of ducks. So that was a really worthwhile tour. But as I said, you could spend a heap of money. There was four-wheel drive buses going everywhere, because there'd be a lot of people that wouldn't be able to access things if they didn't have a four-wheel drive. So definitely a beautiful place. Amazing waterfalls. Obviously we're here in the dry season and a lot of the waterfalls weren't flowing. If you come in the wet season, you can't access them anyway. The only way to see all those places flowing is by air. So you're coming in the dry season, that's when the tourist season is, but you're not going to see the water flowing like you do see in the brochures. So definitely worth doing, but would I go back again? Probably not. What about you, Father?
No, I certainly wouldn't. And also the other thing, you don't need to be too fit, but you need to be mobile.
Absolutely.
A lot of the waterfalls, you park at the car park, and then you've got a 100 metre or sometimes a kilometre or two of rock hopping. And it's not just rock hopping, it's rock scrambling. Yeah. Like, I've got some knee issues, and
I found the Jim walk the most challenging, but even into the other falls like Gumlong was probably easier out of all of them, although when you got to the top pool, that was a nightmare, but we managed it. Lots and lots of people scrambling up rocks, and honestly don't understand how more people don't get injured, because it's quite steep, it's really slippery, the accessibility is an issue, and that would stop a lot of people from seeing a lot of those sites as well. Gumlong was probably the most accessible down the bottom. It was only about a 200 metre walk from the car park, and it was flat, but even to get to the bottom of Jim and Maguk, they were just rock hopping and rock scrambling. It was just amazing. So definitely not a place for the faint-hearted, but definitely a place worth going if you're able to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, we might sign off. We are fingers crossed that when we get to Darwin, we will be able to get our van fixed, as they have suggested they are going to do for us, and get back on the road and continue our adventure. And we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Not bad, good choice.